Hello everyone and welcome to another live edition of What's in the Box. I know. Check out this jacket. I was going to keep the reveal kind of a secret until I started unboxing, but I thought, no. This is all about Star-Lord costume. For those who know me, I did 2 different Hawkeye costumes in the last, I guess 5 years, right? I did Hawkeye the year Avengers came out, right? So that fall. And that was my first Halloween in like a decade. And the only reason we did that Halloween is because one of my roommates, we had 4 of us living in this house actually nearby where I live now. And one of my friends' girlfriend said, hey, let's do a superhero-themed Halloween party. And I was like, man, I'm totally in. It is like the year of superheroes because, holy shit, The Dark Knight Rises had come out previously. And then the Avengers, the first, the paradigm-shifting, game-changing film that all sort of film studios are trying to emulate now with the shared universe team-up model. And Hawkeye's my boy. So even though he was mistreated in that film, I heart Jeremy Renner. So I had a friend of a friend kind of custom tailor a Hawkeye costume. The vest turned out amazing. I had all the accessories perfect, but it was like a onesie piece, and like the pants were all messed up. I had like a bell-bottom bottom. The legs were twisted. It turned out being bad. So last year, I got because I already had a lot of the accessories, and I learned a lot from that. I just bought like these like kind of cheap Hawkeye boots from some store on Amazon, and I got the online the Age of Ultron jacket. So I did a new version of Hawkeye, and I would love to do the Civil War version of Hawkeye from Captain America: Civil War, where it's like a more tight fit, and it's got blue and purple colors, and it's got more accessories and stuff. It looks really cool. But the other costume I always want to do is Star-Lord, and the biggest hurdle, a lot of hurdles. One, it's not something you can build nicely yourself. Like with Hawkeye, the vest isn't too bad to have it tailor-made or make it yourself. And the accessories are easy. It's just, you can make your own arrows out of dowel, and then you can make the fletching out of random feathers you buy, and all the other accessories you can just buy. Little parts, pretty cheap online. Star-Lord, though, iconic parts. The jacket, this is the, hang on, I'll switch it over so you can see this. But the jacket, this is the long coat. He's got the small coat if you wanted to rock that. And I like the long trench coat style. This is a size medium or small, I don't know, but there's a lot of stores that sell kind of I'm not even sure it's licensed, but it's like unlicensed material like this for all sorts of costumes, and this has turned out really well. It actually fits kind of nicely. I like how the shoulders have the extra layer of padding, so it comes out just a little extra, because then if I get the helmet and put it on, I imagine it's gonna look big, so I want the jacket to be big as well to kind of keep it in proportion. So like I said, the jacket's a hard thing to make it yourself to make it look good. If you can find just a red, like a maroon sort of leather jacket, you can kind of get away with it if it's for the small jacket. But the other parts, man, like the blasters, they have a very unique look. It's not like you can just buy a water gun or a cap gun and have it fit, because like Star-Lord's elemental guns they're 2-pronged, right? They got the fork, so that's hard to kind of make yourself. And of course, the helmet, it has to look right. It's a make or break. And I've seen some really great custom builds at New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, and Toronto Fan Expo and stuff like that. There's some really talented fans and cosplayers that can make that, but I am not that person. I don't have time. So that's what this video is about. We are going to unbox. This is my second live unboxing, second edition of What's in the Box. You can see the whole series of unboxing videos in the last 5 years on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/failcube. That's where you can see the Xbox One X unboxing as well, if you're interested, if you're a gamer. But for this video, I was going to do something else, but I thought, hey, look, I am doing Halloween. I didn't do the Saturday night party scene last night because I have a 3-month-old baby, so I stayed in like a responsible adult, and I played video games till 2 in the morning, so maybe not too responsible. But my wife suggested on yesterday, that on actual Halloween day, Tuesday the 31st, the local mall, Stone Road Mall here in Guelph, is doing like a Halloween indoor session from like 6 to 8, and all the stores give out candy. So it's like an indoor, safer, stay warm Halloween. So I thought, man, Daddy gets to suit up. So this thing, which I wanted to do years ago when the first Guardians came out in 2013, the year after my successful Hawkeye intro, I didn't spend any money on that. I didn't want to, but I have most of the parts. So I got the blue shirt, and I'm going to show you some costume designs in a second. But let's just get to the unboxing part. This is something I saw. Well, we covered it with an article on Screamit.com when they first announced it. This is from Hasbro. It's the Star-Lord roleplay helmet, and I haven't opened it yet, so we're gonna do this together. But check this out. This is. I would not be doing this costume if it wasn't for this helmet. If I couldn't get one of these, then I wasn't gonna do anything else. This is to me, this is the most important part. You don't need the gloves. You don't need the Walkman. You don't need anything. You need to have the helmet, and then you can wear whatever you want because the helmet's so iconic now. So let's open this up first. Got my trusty knife, And then I got something else we'll unbox to take a look as well. And then we're going to look at some costume ideas and talk about the plan for this year's suit and what we can do. Oh, I already cut the tape, so don't need the knife. Here we go. Oh, if you want to see... Here, let me show you this quickly. Pretty dope, right? The jacket looks great. So, I dig it. Alright, back to... Sorry. I forgot to show that. We're going full cam here. Alright. I know, I got multiple cameras. Pulling out all the stops. So, just layers and layers of cardboard. Hopefully this comes out nicely. It's surprisingly lightweight. It's very plasticky. I thought because, you know, this thing retails for 150 bucks, I thought it would be a little more heft, but hey, as long as it fits well, and God, if it doesn't fit, I'm screwed. This is going to be a very disappointing live video. Alright. There's the side of it. It's big. So thank God I got the big jacket. So I don't know if this comes apart nicely or I have to just tear this up. It does. From the back, it looks like I can unfold it. I'm ripping it, but gotta do what you gotta do. They designed it with all like it's cool. They like painted it with all the wear and tear. You can see all the scrapes in the front. It'll be easier once I take the plastic off, but all right. Sorry, cardboard. Guess I'm not going to be repacking you. All right. Cool. Now it's one component. So there's a lot of cheaper things you can get for like 40, 50 bucks, which is just like the front and the sides, and it's a very thin, almost like that foamy plastic you get a lot of cheap Halloween costumes with. And the back is just elastics, or the back is just a small plastic piece with elastics behind it, and you can kind of stretch it. That's good because it fits all different head sizes. This, I have a kind of a small head, so hopefully that doesn't cause any problems, but here you go. That looks pretty freaking good. And it comes with the Star-Lord. Legends series electronic helmet. Warning: this is not a protective device, so don't go riding motorcycles or Milanos with this helmet expecting your head to be safe. Okay, it's on-off switch on the side. It tells you, oh, there is a strap situation. Okay, good. So adjustable chin strap, and there actually is an adjustable strap that looks like underneath or the top. Oh, no. So there's an extra. Okay, good. So it can fit. Look at this. This is flexible to the size of your head. So, all right. Give you a closer look. Check this out. I dig it. Sides. It's got the coloring. The back is a solid piece, but the inside has the stuff. And there's like little rubber pads on the inside. Where my fingers are right here. Rubber pads on each side. Also some on the front right here. Keep your head nice and comfy. In the back, it's just hard plastic, but of course, you got this strap, which is going to hold your head in place. And it's on stretchiness, and you got the chin strap, which comes down real low. I'm not going to worry about that now. That's going to have to come inside, of course. I wonder if I can just put it on. All right, let's try this. Maybe I should have put the helmet on before I put the jacket on, but whatever. Here we go. Oh, look. Check this out. Smart. 10 out of 10. Helmet design. Now it makes it way easier to put on. I thought you had to squeeze my head to the bottom. Whoa. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is kind of cool. Everything's like legitimately red. I feel like I'm Cyclops from the X-Men. Sorry, Marvel. I'm switching franchises and film studios there. Okay, let's try this. What do you think? All right, that works out really well. It fits. I didn't have to adjust anything. Oh, man. Okay, I need a Walkman to get some music for this thing. All right. Wow. That works surprisingly well. I didn't have to adjust the back at all. The only thing I have to adjust is the chin strap, but that fits really well. It's a little hard to breathe, and certainly you can only see through these red circles, and everything's like crazy red, like ruby quartz visors. All right, cool. I'm very happy with that. A+. Okay, now the other thing, the other key accessory, and I do have the blue shirt, are the blasters. And this is another thing I had trouble with. I was going to buy the blasters when they had the toy lines for the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in 2013, because Hasbro owns Nerf, and Nerf had this really cool version of the elemental blaster where it had the top and bottom, and it was full size. It was really big, and the top and bottom moving up, and you could fire like Nerf darts. I didn't care with that part, but it looked like to scale, or at least the proper dimensions and the exact detail of what Star-Lord's elemental blasters were in the films. When he's holding them. Now, I visited the set of both Guardians of the Galaxy films, and in the first one, when everything was new, that the cosmic universe always was new to Marvel, getting into these cosmic props and weapons was all new, the costumes were all new, the actors, the cast were all new. But we visited the props room, and they showed us the elemental blasters, and they were kind of more narrow. And the reason is the hero versions, when he's wearing them, by he, I mean Chris Pratt playing Peter Quill, who's Star-Lord, when they're attached to his holsters on the side, they have a very thin version because they don't want it sticking out like fun. But it look goofy if he has these giant guns sticking out the side. So when they're attached to his belt, they make him look thinner. When he's holding them and they do those close-up shots of the blasters, they swap it out and they have a different hero action version, which is like a much thicker version and heavier. And they actually sent them to Chris Pratt early in development so he can kind of get used to them. They can get his hand shape in, and they wanted to take photos of how it looks like when he's firing them, because like a lot of work went into like designing the elemental blasters in a whole new way, because they look very different than they do in both the old school Marvel comics and in the more recent 2006 to 2011 Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning written Cosmic Marvel Universe, where they updated the look of Star-Lord and gave him this mask, essentially, the first version of this mask, which the films, and James Gunn took inspiration from that particular run. That's how he designed most of the characters in his version of the Cosmic MCU. Okay, so without further ado, these Nerf guns were amazing, but they were super expensive at the time. They were like $40, $50. None of the local stores had them, so I was trying to buy them online, but they were selling for like $50 each. And I'm like, do you want to spend $100 on two blasters for a costume I don't even have yet, just in case I may have it in the future? The answer is yes, I should have. Hindsight is 20/20, but I totally should have, because now if you go to eBay and look for those Nerf Star-Lord guns, they sell for $300 or $400. It is insane to me that Nerf and Hasbro have not been like making some deal to keep that Guardians of the Galaxy license going, and they should be selling those things like hotcakes, because everybody wants them, especially this year when Guardians of the Galaxy has a sequel out, and the next year Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in Avengers Infinity War. The year after that, they're going to be in Avengers 4, and the year after that, we may see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, within that year or two. So it's Guardians of the Galaxy craziness. So Nerf should be making more of those guns. Just repaint them and reissue them. They already have the models, the molds ready to go. $300 or $400 on eBay. That's Canadian dollars, maybe. I don't know. But still, hundreds of dollars for one friggin' gun. But this is part of the role play kit, and they have I think they made a Rocket Raccoon mask as well, which is awesome. If you have a kid who's short, you can play like Rocket. If my daughter wasn't 3 months old, if she was like 5 years old, maybe she could be Rocket. Instead, she's going to be Wonder Woman, which is awesome because it is the year of Wonder Woman as well. But so, anyways, Hasbro did come out with a newer version. I don't know if what I'm going to show you next came out this year or last year, but it's a very simplified, dumbed down, more kid-friendly version. It's not a Nerf gun, but it is like a newer, cheaper version of the Elemental Blaster that's more readily available. So I'll show you that. This is it. So you can see it's smaller, which is good for the purposes of the costume. So, but you can look, it doesn't have the detail and stuff like that. So this is sort of just a fun Hasbro toy gun that fires, makes different sound. That literally is the element of water. Oh, you can twist the change. I think you hold it sideways or something? It shows him holding it sideways. I don't know what... I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's open one of these up. And yes, you can't do Star-Lord unless you got two. So... I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's changing modes. I just put a cut on my desk. Okay, I got the top. I should be using scissors for this. Okay, one more thing to cut. One of my best friends who I went out to a Halloween party with last year, my wife and I did Hawkeye and Black Widow again. I just had Black Widow costume was the same because I still had all the pieces for that for my wife. But for my costume, I switched from the original Avengers Hawkeye to Avengers Age of Ultron Hawkeye. But he and his girlfriend wanted to do, and they told me this after the fact because they didn't get all the costume pieces. Actually, it looks, from the size perspective, it actually looks kind of good given my hand size. Oh, there you go. So that sound when I twist it, it's changing. Yeah, okay, it's cycling through the different... so sensors, when I go sideways, it switches. Okay, cool. Got a little gyro in there, I guess. It's pretty neat, right? So this is the more simplified version. The colors, the colors are insane, obviously. I'll have to get that painted. I don't have time to do it in time for Tuesday, because Wednesday I got to fly out, and I have so much work to do. Because if you're a fan of Marvel... Thor Ragnarok is now in theaters internationally. It's in the UK and across Europe, a lot of places in Europe anyway. And of course, this week it comes out in North America. So a lot of my staff have already seen it. We've started publishing all sorts of articles. We put up all of our content interviews and visiting the set last year. We also put, this is on screenrant.com by the way, and our sister site cbr.com, all sorts of exclusive and original exclusive content from interviews and all sorts of great features and stuff like that. And then we also have a couple interviews in the junket. We did an extra interview just a couple days ago with Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok. So we're putting up some stuff from that this week as well. And if you want to read our review, our spoilers discussion, and a few really spoilery topics talking about what happens in this film and what it means for the future, we put up some of those. You just got to go to screenrant.com /tag/Thor-3, and you can read it up. You can tell from the titles which ones are spoilers and not. But we have a lot more coming, and we're going to republish all that stuff when it releases domestically. I should just open this other gun. But here, so this shirt I put on intentionally because this is sort of what he wears in the he being Star-Lord in the first movie. So if I show you this, here, let's get rid of this text. Okay, so see that's kind of what he wore in the first movie. He's wearing the shorter jacket here. You can see these aren't too bad given my height. Like Chris Pratt's taller than me. He's like 6'2" or something. I'm only 5'10.5" or something. So this is actually not bad. I wish the grip was a little bigger though, because like you can't see this, but this part is digging into my hand. The handle is definitely designed for a child, whereas the Nerf one is like here. It's really big. It's almost too big. This would be good if I can paint it and then have some way to attach it to a belt. The tricky part here, so I have this shirt, right? I got the, I guess you can't see my mouse cursor. I got the jacket, I got the guns, I got the mask. I do not have the pants or the boot, but here he's just sort of wearing like biker pants, and then he got brown boot covers on, black shoes, I guess. And then, of course, he's got the little boosters, the jet boosters on the side, which you can, I don't know, you buy some random like tubing and plastic, you paint it all up and just attach it somehow. There are people on Etsy who make really cool 3D prints and molds for that. And then we have this thing. This is great art. So I like this. I'm all about the detail. This is why I like the Hawkeye costume, because it's got so many accessories and details. And when years ago, back when I was in university, my friends and I did the whole Lord of the Rings, the whole Fellowship. Everyone, the Hobbits, we had Legolas, we had everyone. And I was Aragorn. And I like that because he had all the little details, layers and layers and layers and layers, and it made the costume really pop. And it's kind of messy looking. This art rendering, he's got red pants here, so this is more the Ravager version, I guess. Although he's wearing a long coat with it. But I love this harness he's wearing. And he's got the gloves. So the gloves you can order online for really cheap, for $15, $25. And they match the color of this. But in some of these art renderings, he's wearing, like here, this is from, I think this might be a video game one from Marvel Legends, but he's got just kind of like brown work gloves. And this version of the jacket has darker shoulder pads, and he's got the silver pieces here, which I don't care about. But he's got the same sort of brown boot covers and like biker pants, and the same sort of shirt here. But here he's got the satchel, the overtop, a larger belt that goes over and holds a satchel. I don't really care for that look too much. It's a nice idea, but I feel like that gets in the way, especially if you want to do an open jacket look. So I'm a fan of this. I'm going to add that, and if I can find some sort of harness like that, that's brown leather, and then match that to a belt, then I can kind of get away with any pants, I think, because they look sort of tactical or biker-esque. And then we saw this one already. And this is another version of digital rendering. He's got the headset here. He's wearing a satchel here as well. Blue shirt, same as me. Wait, did I already show this one? That's sort of like I think it's the same costume. It's just he's not wearing the helmet there. Cool. And then, yeah, I already saw that. Okay. So that's the goal. I'm doing. You can order the gray shirt with like the alien candy bar brand from Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for like, we can get it for $15. I was going to order that, but I don't think it can arrive in time. So I'll just rock with the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 look with the blue shirt. So it kind of matches, right? You get the right lighting. Yeah. Cool. So let's finish up by opening up this second elemental gun. There's 4 straps I have to cut with this little knife. Make sure I don't cut myself in a rush. Jeez, this last one would not cut. All right. So once I get this all together, I will get my wife to take a picture of me wearing the whole costume, and I'll put it up on Instagram. I use FailCube and everything, so it's instagram.com/FailCube if you want to see some pics of stuff I unbox. All right. Pretty cool, right? These definitely need to be painted. For the purposes of going to the mall with kids, I'm not going to paint it now. But like, if I rock this costume again next year, I mean, from the Avengers Infinity War footage they played at D23 this year in San Diego Comic-Con, it looks like everyone's wearing the same costumes, even though we know it's 4 years after the events of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So, that being the case, it's just, if Peter Quill's going to be rocking the same long coat and same helmet, then I will get these painted. I don't have the skills myself. There's some great YouTube videos. I included one last year in the costume guide of a person spray painting some of the Nerf weapons for really, really great Rogue One, a Star Wars story costumes, which I almost did last year, but I ended up doing Hawkeye. Is that what I did? I don't remember. I have a cool jacket from Rogue One, but I never had a chance to suit up. If my wife and I do a Star Wars thing at some point, we'll do Rogue One costumes, because I really like Cassian's and Jin's jacket wear and stuff, and the weapons they have in that film. But that's off topic. Here we go, Star-Lord. So maybe my brother will do this, or I will sometime next year, if I have more time, I will get these done myself. All right. Thanks for watching. That's sort of my unboxing and first look at my Peter Quill Star-Lord costume based on the MCU version. Man, I would love if I can get someone to make like if there are websites that sold cheap, relatively affordable versions of like the comic book Star-Lord costume with like the Ravager symbol, which is it's now a Ravager symbol, but in the comics it wasn't. I'd love to wear that and like get a different helmet, get those types of elemental guns, but that's like next level deep cut stuff. But for now, love the long coat and get the Hasbro accessories. And then I don't need to paint this one, but I will try to paint these to kind of match the aesthetic of the dark gray and the light silvers here. That'll be the long-term project, and long-term as well. If I keep rocking this, I'll try to find a place to store it nicely so I can use it again and again. And I'll try to figure out a way to do the boots, because those really, really make the costume pop as well. And getting those little accessories, the jetpacks, and of course, one other thing I've seen on Etsy as well is like these holster clips, which will fit. I think they were made to fit the Nerf gun design from a couple of years ago, but I'm sure there's got to be some kind of easy way. If you know anything about cosplay or are very crafty, a way to kind of make a clip so this will securely stay on my belt on each side. Not my belt, but like sort of like a leg holster sort of thing. Because I don't want to carry these around the whole time. It's too much. I want to be able to kind of store them on the side. And if these are painted nicely, they'll be like a nice accessory as well, just for a decorative perspective. Thanks for watching. This will be uploaded on youtube.com/failcube, so head over there, drop a like, subscribe if you don't already. I do occasional unboxings like this, and I put up gaming videos with me and my friends and some of my staff members playing for fun. We occasionally, but rarely, do vlogs and reviews of stuff I see early, movies, games, comics, whatever it is. So until next time, enjoy the weekend, have a happy and safe Halloween. If you do, hit me on Twitter. I use @FailCube, of course, that's specific to these videos. But my main Twitter account is @Rob_Keys. That's KEYES. So drop a follow, say hello, and share pictures of your Halloween stuff with you and your friends or your family doing something. A lot of my staff have really cool costumes. Already sharing pictures. I will be putting up pictures of this and my daughter's really cool, really cute Wonder Woman costume. So see you next time, guys. Cheers.